so this is day 1 of the morning yoga challenge, and today's theme is grounding. So what does grounding mean? So if you've ever felt like you've got too many thoughts, like in your head, you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed and you just can't switch your mind off, that is the opposite of being grounded. So what grounding will do is draw the energy from your head downwards, so that kind of action is what is meant when someone says grounded. So we will go through a short sequence, so about 10 minutes, and we'll be focusing on poses that make us feel a bit more grounded. So hopefully if you are feeling a little bit disconnected or a bit overwhelmed, this practice should hopefully ground you a bit more. So we'll start in a standing position. So when you're ready, come to standing, you want your feet hip distance apart, arms down by the side, palms facing forward. So this is our mountain pose here. And while we're here, we'll just lift all 10 toes off the mat. Really root down through the 4 corners of the feet here. And then just place the toes back on the mat. Take a few deep breaths here. So inhale through the nose. Exhale out the nose. And do that again 2 more times. So inhale, feel the belly expand. Exhale, feel the belly soften. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Great. So from here we'll just start to gently rock back and forth. Keeping grounded on the feet here, we're just working with our balance a little bit, start to wake up the muscles in the calves. And then rock side to side. And see if you can make circles, keeping those feet grounded or rooted on the floor. Swapping directions. And then coming back to centre. So we'll start with a stand-in sequence. So standing at the front of the mat if you're not there already. And on the next inhale, just step back with the left foot, bringing the foot so it's about 45 degrees angle. If you feel any pain in the knee, you can come onto the ball of the foot here. You want the front knee stacked over the ankle. Bring the hands to the hips. Just make sure your hips are in line here, and you do that by drawing the outer hip of the front leg in and the inner thighs in. And then once your hips are in line on the inhale, reach the arms up. And maybe see if you can bring the palms of the hands together, dropping the 3 fingers, leaving the first finger, your pointing finger up, pointing towards the ceiling. The warrior one pose, nice, strong, powerful pose here. On the exhale, rotating the hips so we're facing the left side of the room, and then bring the arms down to shoulder height, palms facing down. Keep the bend in the front knee, and the gaze goes over the front fingers here. So a warrior 2 pose. Just hold it here for a couple of rounds of breath. Now drop the left hand to the back of the thigh, rotate the front palm facing up and sweep that hand up and over, palm facing down. Inhale to come back up to warrior 2. This time hinge at the hips, coming forward slightly. Bring the forearm down to the top of the thigh and then sweep the back arm up and over, again palm facing down. Maybe notice if you're rounding forward at all and just see if you can open up through the chest. And inhale to come back up to our warrior two. And then on the next exhale, just coming onto the ball of the back foot, swinging the back arm up and in front. So we're in a high lunge position here. And then stepping forward, bringing the arms down by the side. We're back in our mountain pose. And we'll just take a moment here to see how the body feels. If it feels any different to how it did a couple of moments ago. On the next inhale, we'll step back with the opposite leg, so the right leg this time, bringing the foot out 45 degrees, check the knees stacked over the ankles, so nice straight line there. Bring the hands to the hips, check the hips are nice and in line here. And on the inhale, reach the arms up, gaze is up. Bring the palms together if it feels okay for the shoulders. And drop in the 3 fingers down, keeping your finger pointing up. And on the next exhale, rotating the body so you're facing the right side of the room this time. And then dropping the arms down so they're shoulder height, palm facing down. Gaze over the front fingers. And drop the back hand down the back of the thigh. Rotate the front palm facing up. And then sweep that hand up and over. And inhale, come back up to warrior two. This time, hinge at the hips, coming forward. Take that left arm, bring it to the top of the thigh, and sweep the right arm over, palm facing down. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. Come onto the ball of the back foot, swing the back arm up, a high lunge, and then step forward to the front of the mat, bringing the arms down by the side. Again, we'll just take a moment here. Notice how the body feels. So we take a balancing pose now. So we'll move into tree pose. We'll start with the left leg grounded on the floor. So really start to pull up from the kneecap, engage the muscles of the leg here. You can bring the hands to the hips to help with the balance to start if you like, and you've got 3 options with the feet here. So you can bring the heel of the foot so it's just next to you. Maybe bring the foot in so it's against the calf, or you can bring the foot in so it's on the inside of the thigh. Just make sure you're avoiding the knee here. And then you can stay with your hands on your waist if you like. You might want to try and bring it the palms so they are at prayer in front of the chest. Maybe reaching the prayer or the hands up above your head. And finally, if you like, I invite you to take what we call a mudra. So bring in the thumb and that'd be the 3rd finger together. So this is quite a grounding mudra. So if you do struggle with your balance a little bit, I am a little bit today, this is supposed to help really ground you and help with your balance. So you could try that out if you like, maybe see if that helps at all. It's not helping me too much today. Just play around with it and see which option is best for you. Just stay here for another couple of breaths. And releasing the foot down, placing it back on the floor, maybe shaking the legs out a little bit. We'll take that tree pose on the opposite side now. So start to really engage the muscles in the right leg this time, pulling up from the kneecap, and bring the hands to the waist or the hips again. And then take in the option, whichever option you like with the legs. And bringing the hands maybe to prayer, maybe above the head. Perhaps trying that mudra again, so bringing the third finger and the thumb together. And then just notice if this side feels slightly different to the other side. Stay here for another couple of breaths. And release the hands down, releasing the leg down. Just giving a little bit of a shake out. Now bring the feet out, so they're probably about shoulder distance apart here. You want the toes pointing out 45 degrees either side. Bring the hands to the waist or the hips to start with. And we'll be moving down to a Malasana pose, just taking some gentle movements to get there. So you might like to rock side to side a little bit just to get some movement in the hips. Coming down only as far as feels comfortable and making sure your knees are tracking in line with your toes here. And then bringing your forearms in front of the legs if that feels okay for you. And see if you can bring the palms of the hands together at the chest. You may be on the balls of the feet here, you may be flat foot, you might even just be taking some movements side to side, really starting to open up those hips. If you do feel any pain or discomfort, or if you just don't like Malasana, you can come to a seated pose and just bring the soles of the feet together, hands around the ankles, and just push the arms into the legs gently here. So that's your alternative option there. And wherever you are, we'll stay here for another couple of breaths. And then making your way down to the floor, coming onto the knees, and we'll finish in a child's pose. So just come in onto the shins, onto the heels, start to walk the arms out in front and bring the forehead down to the mat. You can stay here with the arms extended, or if you like you can bring the arms down by the side. Just rest in here. While you're here, start to bring your awareness back to your breath. Maybe continue to breathe into the belly. Just notice how that feels. And slowly start to walk yourself back up. And that is the end of day one and our grounding practice. I hope you enjoyed it. It did go over slightly over 10 minutes, but I hope it was worth it, and I hope you really enjoyed it. Tomorrow's class will be chest opening, so that will be day 2, and it will be posted around the same time, so 7 AM, and I hope to see you then. Thank you. Namaste.